Hey, missed the spot. You missed the spot. Oh, God. Snacks. Back to you, Toastmaster. I'm supposed to wink at the president, right? Wink, wink. In a memorable scene from the movie Scent of a Woman, Colonel Frank Slade, a blind veteran, invites a young lady whom he has just met to dance. The young lady obviously resists. The colonel placates her. The young lady is intrigued. The colonel encourages her. The young lady relents. And the blind colonel leads the young lady to the dance floor. And over the next 4 minutes, you're treated to a dazzling, delightful demo of a dance. I rewind and savor that scene many times. Many years since I first saw that scene, because in that scene, I caught my first glimpse of that dance. The tango. Stylish, storied, statuesque tango. Not many rules to the tango, but there is structure. And there are countless variations to that structure. The tango is simple, and therefore perhaps hard. Sometimes rhythmic, sometimes staccato, always intimate. But there's one thing that the tango is not. It's never, ever a solo act. Because it always takes two to tango. My dear Toastmasters, friends, and welcome guests, this is not a speech about tango. This is a speech about my experience as a mentor. And I have come to realize that mentoring is much like the tango. There's not many rules in mentoring, but there's structure. There are countless variations of that structure. Mentoring is simple, and therefore perhaps hard. Sometimes smooth, sometimes disjointed, staccato. Should be always intimate. But the one thing that mentoring is not, never ever is a solo act. Hey, but instead of telling you so much, let me try and show you how I learned that mentoring is just like the tango. Now, I'm a mentor to Karan. And Karan came to me early on in this term with oodles of noodles and 3 clear goals. Complete a path, incorporate content from his books in his speech, and to master the art of persuasive storytelling. Straightforward, no? No. Ocho. That's tango for a twist. You see, Karan is my mentor in his Money Minds book club. And so I went to Karan with my clear goals. I want to read a book every week, consistently, for 1 year. I want to learn to save and to invest. And I want to learn the tips and tricks of value investing. And I want to make $1 million. We were both equal collaborators in 2 very different dances. Learning in one, following in another. And the more I worked and we worked together, I came to realize that a mentor and a protege are indeed a partnership, right? Always in sync, learning sometimes, teaching sometimes, but growing together. Just like the tango. Karan's first problem with speech making was his speech. His speeches were lectures, chock full of useful information, brimming with actionable wisdom, dry as a bone. I suggested to Karan that he show, don't tell. And I showed him that using personal stories from real life experiences, he could breathe life into his otherwise dry script. And Karan did. And right off the bat, in his next speech was less a lecture and more a performance. His audience was no longer listening to him. They were hanging on to his every word. They were leading in. They were engaged. And when I went to Karan with my question, I wanted to learn what hedge funds and value investing was. Right? And he didn't throw the jargon at me. He didn't tell. He showed me a book. And the book was More Money Than God. 400 pages, 14 stories of the history and the heroes of hedge funds. Right? 2 months ago, I was zero on the topic. Today, I can write a speech on the topic. And there you go. You don't instruct, you connect. You don't tell, you show. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Just like the tango. Karan's gotten very good at investing right now, at speech making right now, right? So now he wants to deliver a TED talk, or maybe 10. He wants to speak to an audience of 1,000 plus. He wants to speak in different languages, Arabic, Esperanto, Malayalam. I've gotten very good at investing now, right? Read a book, I want to write the book on investing. $1 million, 100 million. I want to dip my toes in crypto. And I'm going to short the Tesla stock, just for fun. Whoa, we tell each other now. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, Robert Duvall, a famous thespian, also a big fan of tango, once said, you can't do a crash course in tango. So we've decided to take it easy. We've decided to take it one speech at a time, one book at a time, one script at a time, one role at a time, one step at a time. Just like the tango. Let me leave you with a photo. The perfect tango. The perfect mentor and protege. Karan and I. I don't know what is more impossible over here. That Karan shows up in a red dress and stiletto heels, or I'm able to hold that pose with all 6.5 feet and 14 stone of him. I simply can't imagine. Hey, but maybe you can, because it takes two to tango. Back to you.